It's me, Jordan Long here, and today I'm going to talk about one more time talk about this, the YouTube wisdom. Now, the YouTube wisdom is like, folks on YouTube who, well, a lot of them are mates and they're big. And they always talk about how, oh well, you're doing everything wrong, and that's why your YouTube fairway isn't growing big. Oh, you're making the wrong kind of film. Oh, you have the wrong kind of likeness. Oh, you're not putting enough, you're not writing a real long saga and tale about what your film's about. Oh, you're naming your film wrong. All this shit, you know. And they seem to believe that's what you gotta do. And they have this belief that it's untold, unseen thing that only a few folks know. You know, well, I don't really give two shits. I don't got all the time in the day to do all that shit like they do. They be like this. Oh, wow, you wanna know why your YouTube fairway isn't growing big? Why? Because you don't put the, because you don't make the good, you don't make good, you're working the wrong kind of thumbnail. And you're giving the film a wrong kind of name. And you're not giving a real long telling about what's in your film. Yeah, well, I don't got all the time in a day to do that. And I'm kind of handicapped by what kind of likenesses I can make for my YouTube fairway. Alright? And I'm not going to go through and make a real long book, a real long saga and tell about every fucking thing that's in this film. And I'm not going to go around and put hyperlinks or links or whatever you want to call them to all the other fairways that I have films on, that other websteads that I have reckonings with, which I have none besides YouTube. So yeah, I'm not gonna do all that stuff. And if that's the grounds to why I'm not growing big, then oh well. My goal was never to be big to begin with. So much for you and your wisdom. You might have all the time in the day and all those cool film shifting tools that you fucked around with, and you now know how they work, and you're gonna tell me I gotta do all that? Well, good for you. If you want to do all that stuff, great for you. Well, I don't. And I don't care if I'm not big or not. Because it was never my goal to be big. It was never my goal to be a mate or whatever you think everyone's goal is. Yeah. They like to go around and tell you that that's what you gotta do to get big. Well, if you want to be big, then go for it. If you have all the time in the day and you don't have anything else to do, and you don't have to go to work, and you don't have to go to learn, and you don't got anything else you got to do all day, then you got all this time to play around with all your film shifting tools and make a real long writing of a real long list of everything that's in a real long reckoning of everything that's in your film, and all the links to all the websteads you got reckonings on and all that stuff, and then good for you. But I don't have all that time in the day to do all that stuff. And I don't. I got other things I gotta do during the day. And I don't really care if I get big or I don't get small. You know? Well, that's why you're not big or you're not growing, because you're not doing all that stuff. I told you I don't care. And none of that stuff will work. And if I did all that stuff that you do, it won't work. You know, there are some folks, it's not going to work. It's a hit and miss. And are you going to be sorry? Are you going to be answerable for it? No. Well, I'm sorry it didn't work for you. But I know a lot of folks it does work for them. A lot of folks do have all the time in a day to do all that, to play around with their film shifting tools, to make a real long reckoning of what their film's about and what's in their films, and give links to all their websteads and all that stuff, and make all those likenesses and all that stuff though. Well, I don't. And I think you folks are lying. No one should trust you. You don't know what you're fucking talking about. And you have this so-called YouTube wisdom, this so-called business wisdom. But guess what? It's so-called. There's no truth to back it up. And a lot of you folks are already mates, or you already have a business and YouTube is just an offshoot of that business. Well then, good for you. But I want nothing to do with it. Yeah. So, that's that so-called YouTube wisdom that's out there. You know, that so-called business wisdom that's out there. Well, folks are under the belief that everyone out there wants to be a mate, or everyone out there wants to make YouTube a business, or everyone out there wants to grow their YouTube fairways. Then they're going to believe that these folks know what they're talking about. They're going to believe that that's what they got to do. Well, if that's what you got to do, then fuck it. I don't want anything to do with it. You know? And forgive me, God and Jesus, for saying that word. Forgive me for it. But I was mad. I was angry. Forgive me for it. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say there. I'm happy where my YouTube fairway is at. I'm happy with who watches my films. I'm happy with the likenesses. I'm happy with what tools and what things YouTube gives me for being a non-mate. And I'm happy that I'm small. Because it was never my goal to be a mate. Never my goal to be big. That's it for me. I'm Jordan Long. Follow me over here. Watch my last film I made over here. I'm Jordan Mulan Long. I'll see you later. Bye.